I was dying. And it never felt so good. I went upstairs to take a nap before dinner. My partner was cooking dinner, and I was unusually tired, so I went to take a nap. And I went upstairs, I got cozy in my bed, and I drifted off to sleep. And then I found myself choking. And I was choking and choking and choking, and I couldn't get air in. Next thing I knew, I was standing beside my bed, looking down at my breathless body, and it hit me. This is it. I'm dying. I left my body behind, and I went someplace else, a place of pure peace and pure freedom. I saw God standing in front of me in a form that made sense to me based on the way I grew up. And in those moments, I changed. I truly changed. I felt unconditional love. I felt a connection to unconditional love and deservingness that I hadn't experienced before. And it truly changed me. It changed me so much, in fact, that I didn't want to come back to this life. I begged to not be sent back here. I truly did. I pulled out everything I could within me to beg to not be sent back to this life. This life had been filled with so much pain and so much challenge and so much struggle for me. Up here, I was happy. I was elated that this was happening to me. I truly was. But I was told no, obviously. I was told no. I was told I still had work to do. I was here to be a teacher, and I was here to be a guide. And I was shown a very clear and specific vision of what that would look like. And then everything just kind of faded away. I woke up back in my body with this connection still to unconditional love and deservingness that I still don't have words to express properly. And it fueled me. It fueled me to start living my life, my way, my authentic, soul-aligned life.
Yeah.
Yes. Instead of the one where I was just kind of doing everything that I learned as a young girl and as a young woman. So I'd really like to invite you guys into the possibility that every single challenge that you have had in your life and every single challenge that you will have in the future is the result of one simple thing. Truly. It's the result of one simple thing. You are not listening to your soul's voice. You're either consciously not aware that it's there, or you're just flat out ignoring it. And either way, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're simply running a self-mutilation program that's getting in the way. My name is Amanda Colford, and I ran quite a few of those programs, actually, for decades. And when I came back from the near-death experience, not only was I filled with this unconditional love and deservingness, but I was also shown all of the places in my life where I ignored that powerful force within me, and I didn't listen to my soul's voice. It was made very clear for me. I was shown all the places where I ignored my soul's voice, and those were the places where my biggest challenges were. Up to that point in my life, I was kind of living for everybody else. I put everybody else's needs ahead of my own. I had gifts inside of me that I didn't really understand, and I certainly didn't want to burden people with those. Every time I spent time around other humans, I picked up their thoughts and their energies, and I carried it like it was my own. And all of this was happening inside of me, and it was piling and piling and piling and piling, and it was heavy. It was very heavy. I became depressed. I felt so depressed, and I felt so lonely. Because not only did I not understand what was happening within me, I certainly didn't know what to do about it. And so I started looking. I married the first person that I really dated. I stayed in that relationship for a very long time. I went to undergrad school, I put myself through grad school, I had interesting jobs along the way, we built some beautiful homes. Up to that point, I was basically living the way I was supposed to live in that life, in that job, in that family, in that society. And in all of that, I found so much challenge. So much challenge. And so I started looking harder. It was time for me to find some solutions. And as I started looking for solutions, I tried so many different modalities, Like I tried everything I could find. I tried talk therapy. I even tried medications at one point. I tried Reiki, yoga, tapping. And though some of these modalities did provide me momentary relief, none of them were actually a solution for me. That didn't come until around 2014. And that was when I started my journey of learning about the subconscious mind and soul alignment. That was around the same time as my near-death experience, and it hit me, this is what I need. I had the light bulb moment, this is what I need. And once I do this for myself, I need to do this for other people too. And so I became very serious. I'm good at being very serious, for those of you who've met me so far this weekend. My mother will pull me aside from time to time. My whole life she's done this, and she'll be like, Amanda, you're wearing your stern face again. You're scaring people. So I got very serious, not only about healing myself, but about getting educated. So being the slightly serious and high-achieving person that I am, I wasn't really satisfied with 1 or 2 modality certifications. 5 to 10 didn't cut it. I did 18. And I'm still continuing to learn today. So what I did was put these together with my God-given gifts in a unique way that I have found to actually make a difference for people. And I've seen the most incredible results in myself, but also in my clients as well. And so you might be listening right now and thinking, Amanda, that's really nice for you. But I have PTSD. I fought in a fucking war. When I close my eyes at night, I can hear my guys screaming, and it's been that way for 30 years. I've had chronic pain as long as I can remember. I was sexually abused. I was told I will have this problem until I die. And let me tell you, I've had committed clients come through my doors and say all of those things, and they've left changed. So there's a part of your thinking that's running in the background, and it's said to be 90,000 times more powerful than your conscious awareness. So we're getting bombarded. You are getting bombarded with millions of bits per second of data from the world around you, and your brain needs a way to deal with all that. So we use something of a filter system. You delete some of it, you distort some of it, you generalize some of it. And that process is directed by your subconscious programming. So what that essentially means is that your subconscious programming is cherry-picking the pieces of that data so that the programming gets to remain true. So let's say you have a limiting belief of, I'm not good enough, right? As you see the world around you and you have all of that data coming at you, you're not even going to notice the proof that you're actually incredible. You'll delete that, you won't even see that that's there. You will cherry pick the pieces, even if you have to make them up and distort stuff so that they're there. You will cherry pick the pieces so that that belief, I'm not good enough, gets to remain true and gets to get even stronger. You will validate it with more data. This is why you've dated the same guy with 5 haircuts. It's also why your finances haven't really changed that much despite everything you've done. So my job is to cleanse the subconscious mind of that self-mutilation program and reprogram that similar to a software update. So think of neurology as, say, a deeply rooted fear or a trauma response or a limiting idea as a string of beads, with each bead representing an associated event. By going back to the first bead in that sequence, releasing that, replacing that with something else, we're able to allow the entire strand to fall out, to clear, to be done, to move on with your life. It's amazing. That first bead is often so subconscious and or quantumly sourced that you're not even consciously aware of what it is. It's not even conceivable to you at the conscious level. If you were to consciously look at that, it wouldn't even make sense to you how they're connected. So oftentimes that first source event will be coming from a place that's genealogical, past lifetime, future lifetime, current lifetime, before, during, or after your birth. I've even seen it show up in a combination of some of those. It's amazing. And so as we work together, we clear your filter. That's what we do. We clear out all the limiting stuff. We clear out all of that subconscious and quantum programming. And when we do that, something beautiful happens. I've seen this thousands of times already, and it will never get old, and I truly desire this for every soul. as we clear that filter, your connection, your channel to your higher self opens. It's just a natural part of the process. Your channel to yourself, your channel to your soul opens. What that means is that your soul's voice gets louder. And that's a big deal, because your soul's voice is the part of you that holds all of your innate wisdom, trying to guide you into the most easy, fulfilling life. So one of the biggest things that I've learned from doing thousands and thousands of these sessions with clients from all over the world, and from my own journey as well, is this. And this is worth writing down if anybody has a pen on them. I definitely encourage you to think about this and reflect on this for yourself later. Your soul chooses potential as the threshold. Your ego chooses the comfort zone. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. Your soul chooses potential. Your soul chooses 100% fulfillment, 100% satisfaction. Your ego chooses the comfort zone, looking good, being right, staying safe, coloring inside the lines, comparing to XYZ, doing what you're supposed to do. We have all been programmed to choose our ego and to stay inside of our comfort zone, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. In fact, it can even feel scary or uncomfortable or not possible to choose the soul. But you don't have to wait for a near-death experience to start choosing yes for yourself. You do not have to be as stubborn as I was. You can decide, I choose yes for me. I choose yes for me even when it feels scary, uncomfortable, or not possible. And when you decide this, when you truly decide this and declare this, things start happening. This is the work that I'm guided to do in this world. This is the work that I get to do every day with my clients, to help them break free from the shackles of subconscious programming and quantum programming so that they too can experience the inner peace, the unconditional love and deservingness, the fulfillment, the potential that exists on the other side of all of that. And you can get started too. In fact, we can start right now. Would you guys like that?
Yeah.
Woo! Let's do this. All right, so get yourself cozy in your chair. Take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. That's right. I want you to go ahead and imagine yourself in the version of your life where you are being 100% fulfilled, 100% satisfied. And feel it. And see it. Notice what you're being shown. That's right. And now take a minute to notice where you are in your current life compared to that vision. And open your eyes. That gap, that space between totally fulfilled, totally satisfied and where you are today, that gap is the external programming that I'm talking about. That's the neurology that is separating you from your highest self. That's where ego is playing. That is not your ultimate truth. It's just programming. It's not who you are. And so when you make that decision, I choose yes for me, even when it feels scary, uncomfortable, or not possible, when you make that decision, you're acknowledging, none of that is who I am. That gap is not real. That is programming that was installed inside of me. It is not my ultimate truth. It doesn't need to decide what my life looks like. And I have the free will and the birthright to make changes to that anytime I want to. So when you finally get to a place where you're ready to be the real you, right? When you're ready to bypass all of that programming and be the real you, the ripple effect that starts happening in your life is more than you are actually able to predict even from where you are today. You're not even able to conceive of that because you're looking through the old filter right now, right? The quality of your physical wellness, the quality of your mental wellness, the quality of your relationships, Your focus, your motivation, even the quality of your sex life and your finances will rapidly expand and improve as you move beyond that programming into soul connection. And another really cool thing is that as you're doing that, the forces that keep this world organized seemingly support you even more again than you could have ever predicted, because now you're in soul alignment. I finally decided to start being the real me in my life. And I can say now that I'm living a life where not only do I listen, right, not only do I hear my soul talking to me, but I actually have the courage to do what it's guiding me to do. And I can say from my own experience and from my clients as well, that it is more abundant than I ever could have predicted before. It is more fulfilling than I ever could have predicted before. I am more supported and living more in my potential than I even knew existed. And so I want you guys to consider doing yourselves a favor. Do yourselves a favor and make a new decision. I choose yes for me, even when it feels scary. I choose yes for me, even when it feels uncomfortable. I choose yes for me, even when it feels impossible, so that you too can start being your potential and fulfillment in this world instead of being controlled by that programming. Thank you.